Welcome to another episode of First Step, where we have industry professionals, leaders in their fields, share with us the steps they took to get them to where they are today. And with us, we have a gentleman who has been blazing some trails in the entertainment industry, which mightn't necessarily go initially according to to, to his general profile. But we have with us today IT professional and now professional event promoter and event manager of the Sunnyside Up brand, Colin Miles. Colin, how you doing, my brother?
I'm good. I'm good. Morning, morning. Thank you. Yes, I'm doing good.
Nice
I'm good.
one. Colin, I want to get a little idea of how was it that you moved from being someone, I believe it's called consultant in IT. You would have been.
Um, well, part consultant, part education actually, because um, I was actually one of the directors for a company called Bordercom International,
Right.
and we did a lot of certification, Microsoft, Cisco certification for companies and individuals who wanted to get into that line of business. So once we did the training, instructor led, um, over if it's 3 4 months. When they did that training and completed, they did exams. When they complete the exams, they actually get a certification from Microsoft where they can actually go into the industry and work. So it's not like a degree, but you actually get hands-on on servers, actually configuring them, networking them, that sort of stuff, and they get certified and they go into the industry if it's local or even foreign.
International. So how long you would have been, um, you know, moving in that realm of IT and being involved with Bordercom and training and all of that prior to getting
Um,
into your new line.
right. Um, Vodacom, I wanted to get a degree in IT, and I met someone and spoke to them, and they told me a degree is good, but usually when you get a degree, you're still supposed to have some sort of hands-on knowledge and stuff like that. So when I did some you know looking around and chatting with industry professionals, they recommended that I go this way. It's a back door. And when I did it, I actually did the training with Bordercom, and they saw something in me, and they hired me. I
Okay.
eventually came through the ranks where I actually own part of the company, and completing that. When I did that, I would say I started. I was in Bordercom for over 12 years.
Wow. That's
Yeah, it was big.
wow.
Yeah.
I honestly, now to tell you the truth, Colin, I swear your whole life would have been like a party man, you just doing events and because I mean you're always just a chill individual, but seem very systematic with your approach to things. But I didn't know that your history would have been so in depth in IT, and seeing now that you made that transition from from such a technical um, career into now which into events, how how did the two marry up, or how what would have caused that transition?
Boy, we went. I was going to. I was trying to get some tickets for a couple of friends that were coming from overseas.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call the event name,
All right.
but they are a competitor to Sunnyside Up. And so I was. There was this format that you have to go through to get these tickets. So I was like, okay. But usually tickets would come to me. So with me trying to get the tickets, I had to go to the venue to purchase these tickets. And in the line, you had to line up, be quiet in the line. Um, I was standing next to a neighbor of mine who's also a very good friend of mine. And the promoter for the event actually said, well, this event is for only people from this area, and the tickets are sold out. So both of us watch each other, and we were like, well, we from this area. I don't understand
Right,
where
right.
you're coming from.
Yeah.
And we didn't end up getting tickets. Um, and funny enough, the same gentleman, which is his name, I'll refrain from calling. We He actually did the certain things for the particular event because he was actually a merchandiser
Right.
and supplier where he would put up sky dancers, he'll put up various paraphernalia for the companies and for branding. And I told him, I said, hey, can we do something? So he said, wait, what do you mean by do something? I say, let's do an event.
Right.
So he watched me and he was like, I'll call you. And that same day, I think I went to a pharmacy and he was passing. And passing in his truck, he said, Colin, let me do it. I'll call you. And Arion, the Ash Wednesday, because this particular event is on Carnival Sunday.
Right.
Ash Wednesday, the gentleman called me. And we started to plan from Ash Wednesday for the next year. Um, when we did that, we, planning, talking what we want to do, he called me and he said, listen, we're going to do this event and I have the exact name and the event. So I look at him. I said, okay. And he said, we're going to call this event Sunnyside Up. Like the egg. When you want breakfast, where does the
Yeah,
eggs
yeah,
sunny
yeah.
side up?
Right.
So I was like, yeah, boy, we're being catchy. And we'll do it right on the street, which was in the valley,
Right.
Palm Avenue. And with that now, I had a background. I didn't have no event management or anything background, but I had IT and I had a systematic way of doing things. He was more into marketing. And we were chatting with, we had a meeting with someone else, Derek Duraj. And we brought Derek into the fold. Derek background was more event management, sound, that sort of. At that time, Derek was actually managing Rent Amp.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And the three of us came together and we did the event. And we started to plan from Ash Wednesday till Carnival Sunday, which is the event. And we had what I would say about probably two launches. We had a launch in '51. Remember we had Benjai performing,
Oh, cool.
and we just pushed it to a mood, a mouth kind of thing now, and people were like,
Sunnyside.
"Ooh, this is about,"
Yeah, yeah.
and everybody like what it's about. And we had another launch at the house on Palm Avenue,
Right. Where the
where
event
we
was to
like
take place.
yeah, where we did we had sponsors come in and we met with them, to give them the entire vision of the event. And yeah, that was it.
Wow.
That was it.
So in terms of your you literally in this line, awaiting these tickets for this event, and happen, I guess what do you call it, serendipity. Now you just happen to be next to this guy, and he would have been one of the service providers for the event at the time.
He was one of the service providers. His name, I'll tell you his name. His name is David Smith.
Right. So,
David was a service provider for Carib. He will do work for um, West Indian Tobacco,
right.
Caribbean bottlers. So he would actually get contracts, put up sky dancers, put up branding. You'll have guys going around doing that sort of stuff. So that was his line of business. And he had to put up certain things for, I think, Stag for that particular event.
Right.
And, that was it, you know.
Because I think it is strange. I thinking, well, he had a lineup for tickets, but I guess you go through the process, you separate the two, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but now in terms of you could probably give two accounts of moving forward in terms of steps you would take, seeing that you have such a strong background in IT, as well as now like about 13 years experience in events. How now were you able to take that meeting on Ash Wednesday and then start actioning things in preparation for the following year, knowing that you have no clue, I'm assuming, of how this thing goes. You just going on assuming on a hunch then. How were you able to now implement things and say, are you doing X, Y, Z? Or you just kind of learn it on the fly?
Well, um, I believe I was always gifted with people that surround me. Usually, um, God will actually put strategically, I don't know what it is, anything I'm doing, strategically, people that surround me, they would have certain ideals or experiences, and I will always grasp it, and I'm really good at that. So if I'm talking to you and you're professional in something, I will pick your brain
Right.
and gather information. I'll also look at competition and look at where they have their strong points, their weak points, and maneuver to suit. So when I was looking at this particular event, I studied them really well because I used to go to attend the event every year. I had the event, but what the event didn't have was a premium a premium product. They had nice people, but it was not a premium product. And what we based our event on was when you come to our event, you're getting the best food, the best drinks, entertainment, that sort of stuff. And that's what we base. Now, every event is different. Some events it may have the best drinks, it could have the best food, even best decor. And some events may just be on vibes, but not the best of drinks or the best of food. But the patron know, hey, going there, it's about the vibes and energy. So that's how I was, how I looked at things.
Yeah.
Um, but I particularly looked at everything of that particular event, and we looked at our strengths where we can counter that and beat it and come better. And it worked.
Yeah. Well,
Um, on the weekend of that said, the weekend for the event, it was madness.
this is
People
this is the
were,
this is the inaugural run of Sunnyside Up now. The first run.
yes, people were on two minds, and they were like, boy, this thing happening in Pretty Valley, it's the same thing. But, it's like, this is a new event. What to expect? But we have live entertainment. The other event is DJ. We promoting food like alligator fritters, um, strawberries, chocolate.
Yeah.
That. So we appealing to the woman's senses. The other side wasn't doing those things. So people were like, what? But at the same time, they knew or feel this event is is a premium is event that have vibes.
It's a
And
kind of staple event. So the crowd, the kind of
yeah, so
yeah.
is so people were two minds, and after that event, our event, the first year, people were like, yeah, this is something. The word got around, and I was like, yeah, madness.
Because I have similar to you in the sense of been able to I think I've been blessed as well with having a certain network of people and being able to get around to people who then could advise and influence, which you have done for me many times. And I actually was kind of surprised how selfless you actually are with giving information. Well, to me, who I don't think we didn't have any big history, in terms of interaction and all of that. But do you think your, I guess, analytical mind from IT was able to help you now analyze your competitor at the time and I don't want to say reverse engineer their product, but then build your product from through that analysis? You think IT would have helped that? Or your background, or is it
Um,
just your mind naturally? Whether or not you're way in IT, I think you
I,
would.
I think it's my mind was being molded from Bordercom, from the other directors. Um, the directors at Bordercom were very um, direct, um, driven, and they would pick apart a competitor when we are bidding for if it's some contract or whatever. And I think my mind was molded in that fashion. Now, not taken away from um, my other um, David and Derek from Sunnyside Up. David
Right.
was very competitive. He knew what to look for and what to do. He was marketing, very good in marketing. Derek regarding layout for events and sound and all that, one of the best.
Wow.
Um, so from Bordercom, with what I came from, we used to have to bid for contracts if it's for BP for when they're rolling out a new environment for their staff, and we would have to do up a document. But of course, we are looking at all the competitors and ensuring what we have to put in to get the contract. And I think my mind was molded then how to look at certain things and to maneuver for the client to ensure that they get the best out of it. And same, I think we did the same thing with Sunnyside Up because um, Sunnyside Up, I think I, I in Trinidad, I think we were the first event, one of the first events to actually do online ticketing.
Oh, okay.
We did online ticketing. I think it was the second or third year of Sunnyside Up, and that was probably like 2008.
Right, right.
And we did it out of a company in Jamaica.
Okay.
At the time, online ticketing wasn't really any big thing, but we did it. And what we try to do is ensure that tickets were available to people that could get it on the fly and not stand in line. The US, we knew they were a credit card company, a credit card population,
Culture, yeah.
buy a lot of stuff online, do stuff. Yeah, it was not like that in Trinidad as yet.
Right.
So I incorporated a company out of Jamaica and I used PayPal. So and that was unknown to Trinidad as yet.
Right.
So we I looked at those scenarios and it was we came different. We came different.
Yeah. I think one of these trends that you you and your team possess is seeming to always reinvent the product and remain I guess cutting edge, if for want of a better word. Then so the years when I would have come, I saw it move from all right, this year you started taking the product from this. to moving it further into having um, different acts, changing up the layout, the decor, and then moving it to the point where you all got Marshall for the last couple years, and I guess reinventing the brand and making sure it's relevant. Um, I just want to go back a bit in terms of you all deciding on Ash Wednesday to go through with this thing. Um, in your spirit, you had any kind of apprehension and doubt about that move in terms of, boy, I going to just go take out some money, just go and you understand? And I don't have experience in events. I like to fet, but I don't really have that experience. Did you have any kind of doubt or fear? Or
I did. Um, I actually did had some, I had some fears. I was thinking, is this the right move? Should I do this? Should I just conform and line up like everybody else and just accept mediocrity? And I said, nah, I ain't gonna do that. And um, when David and I spoke, and then brought in Derek, and then I weighed up all the options. What they offer, what we can offer. I said, yeah, I think it will work. And I mean, I was right. I mean, I had some apprehensions at first. Yes, I did.
yeah.
But I said, there's no way they could win with what we're going to do. Once we deliver what we say we're going to deliver, there's no way they could win.
You think do you think being having a sense of I guess I'm assuming now, I'm making an assumption on your character, but would you consider yourself having a competitive nature? Wanting to.
Um, yes, I am very competitive in a silent way, but I am very competitive. Now, not taking away anything from the other event. There's always enough to go around. Um, the other event is a big event, very big, huge. Um, but what why I said we should come on that particular day, I believe that there was enough to go around. The
Right.
pie was big enough, but at the same time, I think the patron could get more.
Okay.
And that's what I looked at as a patron from going to events. You want the best for your dollar. And from going to that particular event, I think it could have been done differently, and we capitalized on that. But that event, I give kudos.
Right. They're doing their
They
thing.
they do their thing. They do their thing, and they still do their thing. Um, but there's always enough to go around.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and you're correct, especially the time in which your event would run, which is essentially the carnival week. That is prime time. All the visitors would be in, and you would have mass amounts of patrons, I guess, coming in and would be participating in events at that time. Colin, I want to find out from you, how easy was it for you to find in yourself that trust to take on these partners, take on one David, and then seeing it necessary now to bring on Derek? And I'm not too sure if you would have had any, social history with these guys prior to wanting to do the event.
I I knew David from on my street growing up. We went to different schools. He was actually, I think, a year or two older than me. Um, so we knew each other from the street, growing up, football, parties, that sort of stuff. Um, Derek, I only met that year. And funny enough, David David, Derek, and myself. David knew Derek. He introduced Derek to me, and that is how it was formed.
Right.
Um, Funny enough, with all things, um, promotions, committees, they'll have their little group falling out and stuff like that. So David actually decided to go his separate way, and Derek and I kept the brand
Oh,
Sunnyside
okay.
Up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, and yeah, so Derek and myself, we've been doing this um, for quite some time,
Right.
where we actually carry the brand to Grenada and New York with the help of um, Peter Lashley, who's with NY Caribbean Vibes. So we that's how we're doing our stuff now.
I want to find out because it couldn't be such a Cinderella story from just deciding to jump out and do events to realizing this tremendous success after like the first and second year. I knew there would have, and also I'm aware that there would have been some issues with having an event in the previous location. You could share a little bit on that and the struggles you all would have had to overcome to continue going.
Well, I'll give anyone. I'll give somebody. I'll give your if you're doing events, try not to have too many landlords. I'll give you that advice.
Right.
So on the street, it was actually a horseshoe, and we probably had um, how many houses? I don't know. So with how many houses we had, that's the amount of landlords we had. So anything we had to do, it was a meeting or discussion. Um, Last year, we decided to to move from that venue. We moved to the parish hall on the boulevard in Diamond Hill, and we knew it would have been a contentious issue because of the location and because of our competitor. So we actually decided to meet with them. And he said, listen, guys, coming in Hill now, let's make sure um, everything is done the right way. So we have no issues on your side, we have no issues on our side. And it was a fruitful meeting, you
Nice.
know. And we actually said, hey, we gave advice. We said, listen, try to organize parking here. We're doing parking in school opposite, so that, we wouldn't have any issues with traffic and that sort of stuff,
Right. Right.
which we did on our side. Um, the event came off. First year at the parish hall was good. And the second year, we started to hear some murmurs in the streets where a couple of residents were not happy with the streets being blocked and traffic congestion, um, patrons doing certain things in the street and, littering or whatever. And of course, I mean, that's where you live. You want the best for your surroundings.
Community. Right. Yeah.
Uh, and um, going up for the license for the event, they actually had a group of individuals in the area that tried to stop the event, and not only our event, the competitor event as well. So that was a big, um, according to, there's always have some bacchanal in Carnival, and that year it was the bacchanal at the breakfast
Yes, I
party.
remember that. Yeah,
So
that was all in news
we
everywhere.
actually, yeah, we was in court for like weeks
Yeah. Wow.
trying to get our license, and it was coming down where we were actually thinking no breakfast party was going to happen on that day in Diamond Hill. And funny enough, we went up together with the same lawyer and sat in the box together. deliberated together everything, and the magistrate chose us after going through everything. We could have our event. The competitor, you cannot have the event on that day. You need to relocate, which was mind-boggling. I was feeling it for them because I can imagine, you're doing an event for so many years, and to come and say the event cannot happen after you sell so many tickets. I'm
Yeah.
talking about 3-4 days before your event
No, that would be a
that you cannot
logistical
have this event.
nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, cannot have this event, and you need to relocate. So it was madness. It was.
Wow.
I felt it for them,
Hmm.
and that year they had to cancel their event,
Wow.
because they couldn't they couldn't
Yeah, for three
they
days to
couldn't
go.
relocate or
Yeah.
do anything at that time.
Yeah. Um, I think
Yeah.
you now being able to find some wisdom in teaming up with your competitor, at least to to realize a common goal. However, the outcome didn't still work out in their favor. Had you ever come to a point where you was prepared to, I don't know, almost give up then? Like you realize this thing too hard, boy, or you're prepared to throw, you know, throw the towel in and say, "I good." You and your partner, like you and Derek.
I used to, I used to tell Derek, boy, that song was real, boy. I used to say, black man had to keep on jamming just to get a little bit of something. We used to be singing that song, but I mean, that is carnival. You can't have every year. It always have some, and that makes the carnival more vibes, more energy, more looking forward to more bacchanal. And um, when that had transpired, I mean, and every year was always something. I remember a year when we moved from the parish hall to the school.
Right.
People don't even know this. The um, the person in charge of the school district, which is not the school supervisor, but he was actually really high up, did not give us permission to do the event. Yeah, so
This is how long before
it,
the
it and this was we would start probably like September, October to start to prepare, because you're sending your for your bar license and stuff. You
right,
send it in by December, and you start to head to court in January.
right,
Um, and the the school supervisor, let's just call the school supervisor, said that you're not supposed to have any alcohol schools. So we were like, why is he saying that when other schools have school events? And they actually said no. And we were like, what is this going on here? So, but you need a letter from Ministry of Education to get a license,
right.
because they're the ultimate. The
Authority.
principal could say yes, but the
Yeah.
Ministry of Education could say no,
Right.
and they are over the principal. So that was a whole scenario. The year before that, the even though the parish hall was owned by the Anglican Church, that they were our landlords, the parishioners were up in arms about the event, and the bishop was like, no event. So every year
It's a bacchanal.
was, no sleep, kind of. But I mean, we got through every time. I mean, thank God. And we learned life lessons, how to maneuver, how to put things in place because of various scenarios. And it made us stronger. It made Derek and I, our bond, even stronger, because we knew what to do, when to do it. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's always some obstacle, but we always seem to jump higher than that obstacle to get past it, you know.
I
So
I think it wouldn't be, the journey. Though let's say sometimes the journey is worth more than the prize, and I think if you do go through some challenges, it you probably wouldn't appreciate, I guess, what you have in the end. And you as well. I remember coming to get tickets from you for Sunnyside Up. Like, Chinese last minute, but I would come to you like the Saturday night or the Saturday evening, and you drained, you sick, you you I don't know if you just put all on the table, and you looking like you can't stand up. Is it that is it a habit of you to just go hard at everything you do, or is it just that this is how much it takes out of you to execute the event?
um, a lot of people don't know putting on an event is so many factors, so many intricate parts, that moving parts that you have to keep on top of. And a lot of people take promoters for granted. Um, I try to give my all because I'm doing it for the patrons. I want them to have a good time. At the end of it, I want them to say that yes, I enjoyed myself immensely. It was worth the money, or even believe they should pay more because of what they experience. Um, carnival events is a product of the country, and it's a marketing tool or marketing idea that carries the country forward, um, by what they deliver, the entertainment, the food, the drinks, the decor. And when when I when I do an event, from whenever it starts, from creating the artwork, the menu, the decor, trying to get entertainment the right way. It's 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 something that must be coordinated well for that particular event. If not, one little aspect can throw off everything. So for Carnival, when I start in November and tickets start to sell, and the all the little things happening in the background that people don't know, and you can't sleep, and you're getting up this hour and doing XYZ, it's it takes a toll. And um, you're getting up early to do certain things. You're probably not eating properly. You're trying to go to the gym to work out. You're trying to do eat on time. My body starts to break down. I always get sick
Yeah,
all the time. I'm trying to change that, but I always get sick. But
yeah.
um, it's a it's something that I give my all. Um, I give my all.
You think well, I guess in you with your approach, your patrons who have been with you for the past 13 years, I'm sure, well, obviously you would have had some fall off, obviously, people who probably not on it anymore, or in terms of the fetting and all of that. But your brand and your patrons would have, I guess, recognized the work that goes into it. What do you think would be some of the things that attribute to maintaining that loyalty in terms of, from the aspect of your patrons now? Is it the artist, the work that you're putting, the vibe, the marketing? What do you think maintain that loyalty?
Um, every patron will have some aspect or some part of an event that they look forward to. Some patrons look at an event just that Sunday morning. They need to be out partying that hour in the morning, that time of day. Some may look at food. Some may look at the entertainment. Some may look at just being with friends at that time. It's everyone. If you ask, if you put take 10 patrons, each answer will be different. But so we have to try to hit all those aspects and ensure patrons get to experience what they want. So we try to change up things. And if you don't change up things, what we recognize, if you don't change up things, if you have things the same for 10, 15 years, you will have no event. You have to change it.
Yeah, it's like
If it is to change entertainment, change the layout, add things, take away things, you need to always have an ear out to listen to your patrons, because they are the people on the ground and they are who are you're supplying and you're trying to please. If they are not pleased, you would have some issues. So we try to listen to the patrons um, regarding the food, the drinks, if it's more, if it's less, if it's so like for the last 2 years we add Marshall to the event. We also add road jam to the event where you actually partying through the veil. So you might never tell what happened next year. You might never tell what happened the year after.
right.
So certain things you need to change up and keep it fresh. You know,
Right.
because remember you're doing this for such a long time. It'll have some people that will stop partying, and then it'll have others that now come in to party.
Yeah.
So you need to keep
You keep
that
up.
thing fresh.
That's real interesting. That's really interesting. And I myself have been, I wouldn't say struggling, but trying to find that balance as well for the events that I do. And I must admit, most of the advice that you give to me have proven itself useful in some of my approaches. I want to get a little hold now on you in terms of the individual, because I find you so kind of chill in terms of your personality. You're not loud, you're not wild, you're not hype. However, you're able to cater for people who might be not like you, and that to me is something that I always marvel at. How is it that you could be so? What made you so aware to cater for people who might be more wild and vibesy and want this experience? Is it from you partying, or you just kind of clued up to what's going on?
I think it's the event. Um, that day before Carnival, Monday and Tuesday, people are amped. People are ready to hit the road. People are uh, 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 anxious. They're waiting for the entire year to reach to the stage. And the event, the water, the entertainment, the type of drinks, um, it carries it to a next level. So it's 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 all those things that will combine that get, because we have done other events, and they're not amped like that. But when you put everything into perspective, you you waiting a whole year to hit the road, and tomorrow is the road. So it's like energy that
Right,
waiting to explode.
right.
And the the morning of Sunnyside Up, the sun rising, um, entertainment starting up. You have water, foam. It creates a whole atmosphere, a whole
It does.
cocktail that
It does.
you want to be able to just carry on and release their inhibitions. So
Yeah.
that's that's what it is about.
So, it actually I like that, because you basically just providing the all the the measures necessary for the person now to just release. You're just providing the environment that they need to do their thing. Bec-
Correct.
So
Correct.
I was always marvel at that, because you don't even really get involved in the, partying.
No,
You just
no, no.
observing.
I mean, I have reached a stage. Sometimes I can't wait to because I don't get any sleep.
Right.
For for that event, I don't get any sleep for like 24 hours. So I'm at the stage where I can't wait for it to end and go to sleep,
Take it
and
back.
then probably hit the road the following day because I'm so
Right,
tired.
right, right,
So,
right.
but I mean, I keep going because I want to see everybody happy. I want everybody to enjoy themselves, and I have to deliver what I promise.
I got you.
So I am I'll be up. I would look thing, and I will nitpick at certain things. I want to ensure that people get what they paid for. So
Yeah. What do you,
yeah,
what
that's
are
what
some of
it
the
is.
things? What are some of the things you think would attribute to the successes that you all have seen at Sunnyside Up? The main attributes, the main factors that would have led us to the success you also.
Um, I think timing. Um, when when Sunnyside Up came out, it was the right time because when Sunnyside Up came out, people were going to the other events. Um, Insomnia was at its peak and starting to come down as well. Um, and they were only, to be honest, really two big breakfast parties. We then came into the fold, and then others started to emerge. So timing was really, really good. Um, I would say too the the camaraderie that the Derek, David, and myself had. We had an understanding how to deliver what we did, and we met throughout the year planning strategically how to deliver what we wanted. Always looking at something different. And yeah, I think those are the timing. I think was the real essence, and we maintained that drive for all events. The timing for New York was right. The timing for Grenada was right. Um, so we always had a jump in at the right time.
Right, I got you. Um, Colin, I watching the time, and as you're talking about timing, and I wanna, I have so much I really could pull out and try to pick out there because I mean, you have always, as I said, advised me in some of the things I should do, and I as well utilize one of your business platforms, which would be Stub Avenue for online ticketing now. And I guess your IT background would have kind of led you into that direction to realize, hey, it have a next market here. Let me do some ticketing as well,
Right.
you know. But I want to find out now. There's a question I throw out to all my guests. Um, the lessons you would have learned now, right, from like 13 years in on Sunnyside Up and doing events. And I'm being specific now for Sunnyside Up. I know we could probably go even further back to you going into IT and all of that, but we want to keep it in the events realm. The lessons you would have learned from Sunnyside Up now, if you were able to go back in time and speak to your your younger Colin Miles, what you would have what you would have advised now, knowing with hindsight.
Um, that's a good question. With hindsight, we as a Sunnyside Up and coming out, we did a lot, but we could have done a little more. Um, so yeah, I think we what I when we I always wanted to do a little more in the event, and I don't know if you remember, I said some people come to events um, for drinks, for food, for entertainment. Um, I, me personally, I don't know if Derek might disagree, but now we are doing it. Um, I always wanted to have a sense of appealing to women.
Right.
And women, I always say when you appeal to the, because you have more women at an event, and where the women go, the guys will follow. So I always wanted to appeal to their senses regarding like decor, um, even the name, and we have now started to do that.
Right.
So this year we really went big on decor, and we're going to continue that, as well as the name, which is like reinventing ourselves. We had Sunnyside Up premium all inclusive breakfast party, but we want to change it up where it's a theme. So every year the theme will change, and so it's like the decor would coincide with the theme, and it will change the whole vibe and energy of the party as well, which would cause um, the dress to be different. You may want to dress in flowers, probably in white, probably in some other coinciding with the theme and decor
Right.
of the event.
Right.
So I always wanted to do the event in an entire circle, but we only stopped at a certain point. And those things separate yourself from other events. Um, when you do it on those levels, it's just not just a, yeah, that party good, is real vibes.
Right.
Uh, you only getting beer and rum, and for another party you getting a lot of food, but the drinks isn't all that good, the entertainment isn't all that good. So I want to encompass everything. So when I say, because Sunnyside Up was actually the first premium all inclusive breakfast party, we were the first to be premium. When I say premium, it's not just a breakfast party, it's premium. You're getting Johnny, you're getting Hennessy, you're getting all your mixers, you're getting all your food, everything. It was actually the first. And we try to maintain that and try to keep that standard really high. The other competitors, they're now
Coming
doing
on
those
with that.
things.
I got
So
So you
yeah,
would have
yeah.
taken probably the themed aspect of it and implemented it a little earlier on. You, I think.
Yeah, I wanted to, but we weren't thinking along those lines. I wanted to, I mean, everything is meeting, and we decide which
Right.
direction we're going in and
Right.
stuff like that. But I mean, I guess we did see it as important then, but now we do.
So we go. And Colin, my final thing I want to throw out at you
Yeah,
is what I call the playbook, and the playbook is your points or your steps to realizing your goals, all right, or whatever you deem to be successes. It could be from step one to how much ever. What would your playbook be for advising anyone now getting into events specifically, or you could make it broad? What your playbook would be for success?
um, first, you everyone's success may not be the same. Someone's success may at the end result may be financial or just getting it done. But whatever you do, ensure you you really look into it really well. You really um, research and ensure that whatever you research at the end result, you know how to deliver and deliver at the best of your ability. If you're not going to deliver the best, I think you shouldn't even bother, especially if it's client driven. So do your research. If you know it's financial needs at the end, if it's just doing it for doing its sake, do it do it at your best. Don't half do it and say, "Hey, I get through it and that's it." Do it to
Right.
your best ability and go all out and always keep trying to improve on your brand, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to achieve. try to always improve and get better at your brand.
Yeah.
And I think you will reach there eventually. I mean, you may not reach in one time, but you will get there.
Yeah.
You will get there.
Man, Colin, I really I want to say thanks, man, for making the time and sharing with us all these this history one, and the knowledge that you would have been able to gather over the years of, the 13 plus years of one being in events and the years prior to that in the realm of IT, which would have helped you now to execute as effectively as you do now in events. Thanks so much, Colin, for making the time and sharing with us on Full Step today. I really appreciate it, man.
No problem, no problem. Anytime, Arion. First
Yeah,
steps,
man.
keep doing what you do. You know?
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Blessings, Colin. Take it easy.